Monday, Laura.
It's Monday.
So,
I had a crazy
it's Monday.
day. I was going to film this morning, but I didn't get a chance to
I was
going to
film this morning.
Then I was going to film
this afternoon. Then I
ended up
babysitting
randomly
this afternoon. Then I ended up babysitting randomly this afternoon. And so now I'm filming now. Hi. I hope you had a great weekend. And also, I added you on that LO thing. I don't quite get it yet. So maybe, hopefully, I can understand it better. I don't really know what to do with it. And since I never know what to do in these videos, I saw that my friend Steven did this fail tag video, and he tagged me in it. So I'm going to do that tag, and then I'm tagging you and a couple other people, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Have you ever had an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction? I was in high school, I believe it was sophomore year, and I was in earth science with my best friend at the time, Julie, although she's still one of my best friends. And we sat next to each other, and she would help me to my next classes because I used my wheelchair and stuff at the time. And so she was helping me, and I was getting back in my wheelchair, and she was like, Emily, your jeans split. It was like one of those like jeans that had, pairs of jeans that had like the invisible zipper, like right up the butt. And apparently the zipper broke and like split open. And of course I was totally embarrassed, but thankfully Julie, being the amazing friend that she is, she lent me her sweatshirt to tie around my waist for the rest of the day so I would not face horrible embarrassments throughout the rest of the day. When was the last time you fell over in public? Did strangers help you up or laugh? Well, I try not to fall in public because you know me, if I fall I break, and that's a bad thing. But a few, maybe it was a month or two ago, I was at the Starbucks by Sanctuary, and something happened where I went to go like push open the door, but I kind of like slipped, and when I was like, things fell into the door. Yeah. Have you ever seen someone waving at you, waved back, and then realized they were actually waving at someone behind you? You mean every day of my life? This happens to me seriously, like on a daily basis. I always think someone is waving at me or talking to me or like looking at me or doing something like to me in my direction, but it's never to me. I think I'm just really self-centered because this happens like seriously on a day-to-day basis. Any toilet-related accidents? None that I'll share on the internet. The internet's forever. What's the most embarrassing moment of your life so far? There's just so many. Oh, I know. And it wasn't like an embarrassing moment where I like fell and or like tripped or something. It was one of those, I think it was like 2 years ago. I was gonna play my clarinet for the Christmas Eve service at the church where I grew up. And I could not for the life of me get a sound out of the clarinet. Like, I even tried to use someone else's instrument, and I couldn't get a freaking sound out of it. I don't know what my problem was. Like, I don't know if it was because I hadn't played in so long. There were moments in the pieces where I was the only one who had the melody, and it was awful. I was so completely mortified. Thankfully, the rest of my family was going to a later church service, so once my music was done, I just bolted out of there. I was so embarrassed. Funniest fail video you've ever watched on YouTube? Okay, confession, I don't really like fail videos. Like, on occasion I'll find a funny one, but like some of my friends, like, they watch them all the time, and I think it's just because whenever I see someone falling, all I see are broken bones, because that's my life. And so all I think of is, ow, 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 that's not funny, that's painful. Although some of the animal ones are kind of funny, because they're like just little kitties and they fall, and it's just really cute. Worst date you've ever had? I actually went out with this one guy I met online, and it wasn't like a totally, completely awful date, but apparently from my photos, and there was a full-length photo of me, he didn't get that I was shorter than average. And it totally threw him off, which I I could admit that I could have told them beforehand, but there's other guys who have just seen my photos and been like, oh, you're really short, and it's not been a thing. But for this guy, like, it totally threw him off. And we met at a Starbucks, and he was like, oh, so do you like coffee? You know, he's trying to be nice, but you can tell he's, like, super uncomfortable because I'm short. And I was like, yep, I drink so much coffee. That's why I'm so short, you know. It stunts your growth. And he was like, oh. And I was like, I had to tell him, like, it was a joke. It was a short joke. Trying to break the ice. It was awful. Ever had an epic fail while filming a video for YouTube, and did you leave it in for your subscribers to see, or did you edit it out? Just go watch my Vita videos. I mean, most of them are awful, and there's even a bloopers take at the end, so there you go. Ever sent a really inappropriate text to the wrong person? I'm sure I have. I just can't remember a specific incident. Ever fell for a prank or a practical joke? I don't think I ever have. I don't think I've ever really participated in prank jokes and practical jokes. I've seen other people do them, and they're hilarious. But also, people might say I'm gullible. I say I'm very trusting of people, but I am a little bit gullible. So it's entirely possible that I've fallen for a prank, and I have no idea that I have. So that's a thing. Anyway, it's your turn, Laura. I'm also tagging Catherine and Cheryl and Amanda, and I want to hear what they have to say. So, yeah, I love your face, and I'll see you on Thursday.